Hello everybody, this is Gabriel. This is just an update on the two swing trades I took last week. This is Palladium, that was an S3 sniper. As you can see here, it's a nice dip pullback into the moving average band 21, and the dotted line is the 34. So the high frame being in the super trend, we'll have a look at that later. So I was able to just continue this super trend that is a very stable and well, the best trend you can get, right? So let's just have a look at how this trade developed. So based on this test bar, it was a fairly small sized bar and well protected stop, and 1.2 hour was achieved. But it took a little bit here. There was some consolidation, but the moving average was respected all along the 21. So as of 1.2 hour achieved, I took out half of the position. The stop remains. Well, there was another pullback into the moving average band. We can nicely see how this holds, how the 21 holds here, and the price bounces off of this dynamic support. So with a new high, the Excel algorithm tells me that I shall apply a 20% profit trail. So I was actually waiting for a new high above this wick. So once this occurred, I was trading my stop, and all along there was, well, we didn't get any other pullback into the moving average band. So that was a very strong trend. It's kind of a runaway trend. And the stop was basically trailed behind the 21 moving average, behind the higher lows. So this is a higher low, for example. This is one behind the higher lows and the 21 moving average. So the stop was always protected by these two things, right? Higher lows and the 21 dynamic support. And well, as of end of last week, well, as my stop was right here where the blue line is, I got stopped out, and yeah, and the trade was closed basically. So I didn't want to swing trade that into the next week because that's kind of a runaway. That's an exhaustion move. I didn't want to swing trade that because I was fearing a gap down, and I was out here. So that's an overall result of about a 6 hour, really nice. And we can see after this heavy sell-off, prices are already recovering. So there might be more opportunities coming up, but as of here, well, I'm out of the trade, and the trade is done basically. So let's have a quick look at the overall situation. So I entered right here, and we can see, well, that's a nice, very strong, smooth trend, and that was an acceleration. That happens. Well, it's not uncommon to happen with a super trend. It's an acceleration. We just saw here on the high frame that the price pulled back into 21 moving average and found support, similar to some of those prior occurrences. So it finds support, and it might even go like make new highs and continue this very strong uptrend on the PA. So I still have it on my stocking list, this contract for this coming week. So let's have a look at the ES I traded on the 60-minute. I've decided to swing trade that over the weekend, and well, there was a pullback on Friday, a deep pullback into the moving average band here on the top left 60-minute chart. But price has already recovered, and it's about to make new highs. So I'm pretty confident. Well, I'm very happy that I swing traded this. My stop was in at a safe place here down there, applying conservative stop behind the second last higher low, and well behind the 21 moving average. So yeah, I'm seeing the potential here on the daily and the weekly chart. I'm actually wanting to swing trade that like for a couple of weeks. So the initial idea, just to remember, the initial idea was this pattern here. That's a gecko. So I entered right here at this first error. Well, it didn't go off immediately. So what happened actually? This gecko transformed into an S2 pattern. So there was a second entry opportunity here with this second error. Actually used this second. Well, I was already in with my stop down here, but I used this to tighten my stop and to increase my position size while still keeping 1%. I was, because of the tighter stop, So I was able to add some contracts and use this stop going forward. And this is how it developed. So 1.2 hour achieved here with a nice spike. That's a stop run spike above the consolidation high of the initial gecko pattern. And now it's just running its course. Like we're getting pullbacks into the moving average 21 here on the mid frame. You can see as well how price goes back into the moving average 21, finds support. The special thing here with this ES was that there was another turtle pattern on the 240-minute chart, as you might remember. So this is the pattern, and it triggered, it triggered right here where this third arrow is. So that with taking on the trade on the 60-minute, I was able to front run the entry of the 240 S2 pattern. And I didn't trade this, right? The 240. I actually traded the lower time frame, but having in mind that the 240 turtle will trigger, so this obviously gives me a big R multiple potentially. And but I was aware that I could get stopped out because the win rate of a pattern within a pattern, like it's a nested pattern if you so want, is typically lower, but you get higher payouts. I'm very bullish on US equities, and I just chose the ES contract of the couple of US equity contracts there are, because it had the best pattern and provided me the best quality trade for this. So yeah, I'm swing trading as it makes a new high here on the 60. But I'm moving my stop right here at this wick low, which is a very well protected stop, and I'm looking to just follow through. That looks a little bit an S2 turtle pattern, but it's not something of sufficient quality for me to want to trade this, like adding into the position. So I hope that was of